All right. So everybody can see my screen, right? Let me know if you can't see my screen. Let me know. But yeah. As I do it all the time, just like I said last time on the Zoom call. Usually I do like to watch what the dollar currency is doing before I dive into trading stuff like GBP USD, USD, Euro USD, NZD USD, USD CAD, USD JPY, and USD HF. That's the first thing that I always want to look at for the dollar currency. I think somebody's not muted. Yeah, I'm always going to watch the dollar currency to make sure that I'm seeing the right stuff. So just as to do it, I'm going to watch that now. Let's see what the dollar currency is doing. Sorry guys, I had to manage my trades as well because I'm in some live trades while I'm on this call. Let's look at the dollar currency, guys. So if we look at the hour time frame of the dollar currency, sorry, there are USD news with a red flag right now. Yes, I'm watching that. And I think that's the reason why I'm saying we're not going to wait for people to jump on the call. I'm just going to dive in right now. So because of the news, I'm watching dollar currency right now, and everybody, just like we saw the last time we were in the Zoom call, dollar is very, very bearish. However, I am a little bit suspicious that they could potentially bring dollar back around this area to fill the imbalance here. I believe everybody on the call knows what I mean by an imbalance. If you don't know what it is, an imbalance, just give me a number in chat box. Just say, no, I don't know. And then I'll try and go over it as soon as possible, even though this is a live trading session. But I think it's important you know exactly what I'm doing. So if we know exactly what we're talking about, then we know that the dollar currency, there is some sort of imbalance around this area. And of course, there is an imbalance around this area. Please, which of the DXY are we to choose? Okay, my DXY is the broker TVC. I can go as low as 1 minute time frame, which I think is the best among the rest on the trading view. So yeah, looking at this right now in the news release, there is a potential that the DXY will be reaching into this area for a mitigation. We can feel the imbalance right here, and then I want to see something like this. I want to see price do something like this. That's the sort of thing that I want to be seeing from the dollar currency today, because price is just too bearish for my liking, and I believe that we could have some mitigation right here in the imbalance before we drop back again, and then we see the DXY going somewhere bullish. And just like I said, if the DXY is going bullish, then what that means is that GBP USD, Euro USD, AUD USD, NZD USD, they are what? They are bearish. So let's have a look. GBP USD right now. So just like we can see right here on the dollar currency, we were seeing two red candlesticks, two blue candlesticks, sorry, two strong blue candlesticks right here. And the same thing on the Euro USD, you can clearly see two strong red candlesticks showing right here, indicating that it is corresponding with exactly what the dollar currency is doing. So everything the dollar is doing is actually reflecting what the GBP is doing right now. In the morning, I was looking in this area for a potential buy. I was looking in this area for a potential buy because price was hanging around here, and knowing that we are still bullish, I was looking in this area. So I just want to dive in a little bit for people to understand. Do you know why? Does anybody in the group chat understand why I was looking at this candlestick, this area? Let me just mark it for a potential buy up. If you don't know, just say it. Just put yes, the last I see. Very good. Institutional candlestick, very good. Mickey is saying break of market structure. Of course, yeah, we broke market structure right here, and it was the last institutional candlestick. Do you think GU will come down some more? At the minute, I was actually looking to buy GU right now. I was actually looking to buy GU right now. And I was in a buy, but immediately the call started, I actually closed the buy because of the news. And the reason why I closed the buy is because I think I'm not going to have the attention to manage my trades just in case. Because most of the time, I actually don't put stop loss because I know that price is just going to come in my area and straight away I'll be in profit. So if I can't monitor it that way, I would rather not be in the trade. In as much as, okay, I'm going to lose 5 pips stop loss, I'm going to lose 10 pips stop loss. It's like, what if the spread just increases and then it takes you out? So I leave that room for the market to do whatever it does. Once it puts me in the trade, and quickly I'll place my stop loss at break even or probably 5 pips above my entry. So OA shows it will come back up soon. Yeah, I am quite optimistic as well that GU is bullish, just like we saw on the DXY. All I said on the DXY is that I'm expecting the DXY to do this, push up here into this imbalance, fill the imbalance, and then we can see price come back down. This is what I meant. Price do something like this. So I want the DXY to reach this area where I've marked. There is an imbalance right here. I believe everybody can see my imbalance. If you can't see it, I'm going to zoom in for you to actually make sense of what I mean by an imbalance. Can we all see this area? There is an imbalance right here. Give me a 2 in the chat box if you can see that. Thank you very much. Yeah. So that area is actually the place that I'm looking at right now for DXY to potentially reach. And if DXY can manage to get into this area, then we will be able to get rid of the setup we're looking on GU. We'll be able to bring GU down. We'll be able to take GU up. So right now, I'm still looking in this area. This was my area, the last red candlestick right here. If you go on the 3 minutes, I think on 2 minutes it's actually nicer. Let's show it on 2 minutes. So if you go on the 2 minute time frame, time frame, I have some sort of, no, not on the 2 minute, 5 minutes, sorry. Yeah, this is the area I was looking at right here. Right about this area, and look at the way price came in. So I had a buy limit right there on that red candlestick, and price came in. I went into profit for about 22 pips, and then it started coming down when the news was being released. But right now, I'm still holding to the bias that we're still bullish on GU. So on the lower time frame, I can see that there is a break of market structure. This is high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, and now we have created a high, right? So it means that this market structure is gone. We don't have this market structure anymore. Price is looking to go bullish. Look, price came up above it and then it retraced. So this could have potentially be their re-entry on the second time frame. But I was rather looking at this red candlestick here and the imbalance right here for a potential buy up. And if that happens, If that happens, there's a setup that I'm looking at. Oh my God, I should have just left my trade. But there's a setup that I'm looking at. I want price to come in that area with my stop loss right here. We're going to be having 7 pip stop loss, and we will be targeting the highs on GBP USD. So we will be targeting the highs on the 15 minutes time frame, somewhere here potentially. We could TP around this area. So if we manage to get price to come back down in that area where I'm looking at, then that is the trade that I want to take. For now, I don't want to jump in the trade. Why? Because anything can happen. There is still an imbalance around this area, and potentially this is 1 minute time frame. So I want a clean zone that price can fill the imbalance, at least the 50% of the imbalance, and the last red candlestick on the 1 minute, which is the institutional candlestick. Then I can manage to join the banks as they are trading and have a smooth entry right here. So if you're happy with it, you can take note of my entry where I'm looking to take GU. You can take note of my entry. I think it is 1.26842. I'd rather say 1.26845. I want a round figure number. So 845 will be a best area to actually enter because the spread as well. I hope it's clear. Anybody else in the chat box, if it's not making sense, you can just give me a shout out, and then I'll try and explain things from a point of view. Thank you very much, DI. Anybody else, feel free. Let me know what you think. If anybody else has got any other bias, you can say it, and then I'll look in for it, and then we can manage to have the highest probability trade while we're on the call, if possible. How many pips? Okay, so if this should play out, then we'll be looking at from here to here. Come on. That would be 88 pips. We'll be risking 7 pips to make 88 pips if that plays out. So that's the sort of trades that I personally take. If I don't get it, I don't trade it. It's as simple as that. If it gives me the chance, then yeah, I go. And if it don't give me, I just let it ride. And that's what every trader should actually be. You should actually know what trades you can take and what trades you cannot take. All right, so if GU is clear, I think I've already set my buy limit. Let me check. Yeah, I have my buy limit set already. So if GU is clear, I'd like to look USD, Euro USD as well. So I personally don't like Euro USD at the minute because Euro USD is doing something so different from GBP USD. Although it is showing the retracement and all that on the 1 hour time frame, just like we saw on the DXY. When the DXY going up, Euro USD is actually coming down, which is a good sign. If it is coming down, then the area that we might want to look for an entry is around this area, the last red candlestick right here. This is the area that we expect Euro to drop, and then we could potentially buy it up. So I'm going to go on a smaller time frame, and then we can break it down to see how good we can actually refine our entry. So we can see there is some sort of equal lows around this area, which is liquidity being taken right now. Price has gone below it. Liquidity has been swept. But then if we look above, there is some sort of equal high. Not too good, but it's still an equal high, I would say, because we can clearly see this as an M. I don't know, every retail trader will potentially, oh, what am I doing? Let's take this, let's take that. Every potential retrader will see something like this as an M, right? So that's the thing that I'm looking at as well. So it's potentially an equal high that we could target. So thinking about that, and everybody here who trades, sorry, I don't know what to say yet. There's a question. In GU, I can see an imbalance around 26200 area, 26200 area. Sorry. Hang on, guys. I just want to catch up with this first. 26200. Yes, 26200 area. This imbalance is what you're talking about. Yeah, I perfectly understand that. But the reason why I only have my entry set at this area is because if price goes through this stop loss, then I'm not looking to buy G. The reason is because this is the last red candlestick before the break of market structure right here. We broke this institutional candlestick right here using that last red candlestick. So if this candlestick do not hold, then it means that potentially they could actually go through this price. However, it's another opportunity. If you want, you can take the 50% of this area, the imbalance fill right here, and then re-enter the trade. However, I am happy to just risk 7 pips on this trade. And if it hits stop loss, then yeah, I'm out of the trade. However, just like I say, I'm not happy to enter this trade right here. And the reason is because this was the last red candlestick, the last institutional candlestick before the break of market structure, just like I always do it. I hope that is clear, Kiara. When the traders activated. Let's see how that goes. Good. Okay, so Euro USD is showing a strong sign of bearishness right now on the 15 minutes time frame, just like we're talking about. If you're a supply and demand trader, you would notify that this area is a sort of rally-based rally, and it's a demand area. Potentially, we could have price reacting from this area straight away. DAX, please, or I'll check DAX straight away when I'm done with this one. So just like that, the supply and demand area, exactly on the 5 minute, we can see that we have an institutional candlestick right here, which has not been played. And I want to make sure that it hasn't been played. So I'm going to zoom in and you can clearly see that the wick over here was nearly missed by this area. So this candlestick is a potential area for Euro USD to come back to. So in that sense, I'm still going to maintain this area as a potential entry for Euro USD for a buy-up. Yes, there is a potential gap around this area as well. Another re-entry, potential gap around this area. I don't like to actually set up a chart and be like, okay, I'm going to enter here and then increase my stop loss all the way here. The reason is my risk to reward is going to be very terrible, which I don't like. So personally, I'd rather want to have the smoothest entry, which is there with my stop loss sitting right below the red candlestick, and here with my stop loss sitting right below the candlestick right here. Let's check on GU to see what's happening. Okay, so GU is still floating in minus right now. However, I'm still happy to stay in it. If it hits stop loss, it is stop loss. And that means I can look into this area for a potential sell down. Yeah, there's the kind of things that when you do, you're rather risking less of your account. You're exposing less amount of your account in an attempt to actually gain more. Hit stop loss. Okay, let's see. See what happened. Do it. Look at that. It just FU'd me. Yeah. So I wouldn't look at this anymore. I wouldn't like to go back into this. However, I can look into this area as a mitigation zone because it was the last institutional candlestick that has been violated. So every kind of retracement that comes back into this area, I could look for a potential sell down. If price come back into this area, I want to see something like this. Then we can sell down. And because we have violated that institutional candlestick right there, I'm not looking to do the buy in this area at all. If I catch the sell, that would be the trade that I want to take. Excuse me. Yeah, so on GU again, just to confirm, we are broken market structure. If price goes below here, we broke market structure right here, which means that this last blue candlestick can be an area of mitigation, just like I'm talking about using the 1 minute time frame institutional candlestick that got violated. It means that I can look at this last blue candlestick, have a re-entry for a sell entry right here, catch a sell entry right here, and still bring the price down. I hope that makes sense, guys. The only DXY I have is MOU. On trading view, now you should have DXY. So I have 3 DXYs. DXY, CFD, TVC, DXY, index, DXY, stocks, NASDAQ. So you should have 3 different kinds of DXY where you can literally look at the market in a different way. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead. Just like I said, we're still going to look around this area for a potential mitigation for a sell. Let's try and put an alert there. Price come back into this area. You just say my alert got triggered, but price hasn't even gone there yet. There you go. All right, price is reaching it now. Please, could you look at Euro GBP? All right, I will look at Euro GBP. I just want to check the USD crosses first, then we can look at other things. But still, we're looking in this area, the same area right here, for a potential sell down. Before that, I want to see a total break of market structure. We have this wick right here. I want a body closed above this wick. And once we get that, we can catch the retracement for a sell. Somebody might be asking, okay, so Francis, why are we not selling straight away? The reason why I'm not selling straight away is because price has already taken, are we not buying? Yeah, we buying. We attempted to buy, but it hits a stop loss, which means the institutional candlestick that we are looking to buy from has been violated. So now what we're going to be doing is, I hope people are just getting confused right here. This was the institutional candlestick we're looking to buy from, and price broke below it. And as price has broken below it, what we want to see is a break of market structure on that same candlestick and price return back into it. So I want to see something like this. Price breaks it and retest it, just like you trade in support and resistance. Price breaks this area, come back to retest this area, then we can sell down now, because now the break of this structure right here gives us the confirmation that the trend has changed to the downside on the 1 minute time frame. I hope that makes sense, Eve. If I trade this way, whether it's a buy or a sell, I may lose my first setup, but I still have a potential of catching the next one to recover my trade. I hope that makes sense, guys. And if price violates the institutional candlestick, this is where we call this candlestick as, we call it a mitigation candle. Mitigation candle.
Francis, do you mind moving your mouth so I can see where you're talking about, please? Just move your mouth. Because all I can see is your DXY.
What DXY?
I don't know.
Is everybody seeing the same stuff? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm only seeing your DXY screen. You can see G. Someone said I can see GU. Okay, maybe it's something with me. I see GU. Okay, all right. Let me log out and come back in. I'm
Yes.
only seeing one screen. Okay. Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. Thank you everybody for just replying to make sure everything is. The reason why I'm not going to sell straight away is because sometimes the institutions can be so quick at taking you out of the trade. They will just take you out with maybe 1 or 2 pip stop loss, and straight away they can still reverse back to the buy side. To avoid that, we want to see a clear break of this candlestick, a clear break of the institutional candlestick, and turn it into an mitigation candlestick where price will come back and retest it and give us a sell in the opposite direction. I hope that makes sense. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Give me a 1 if that was a clear explanation as to why I'm not selling yet. Thank you very much. I think I should show an example of what happened. Okay, look in this area, guys. Look in this area. Let's look at this red candlestick right here. I want to show you an example why I'm still waiting. This red candlestick right here, I'm going to put a line above it, and we're going to go on the left-hand side. You see, price violated that institutional candlestick right there, and what happened? He retraced back into that same candlestick, and then he sold off, right? So in this case, this was the mitigation candlestick. This was a candlestick that price mitigated off. So they had to come back into that candlestick for the sell position. So that would have been the sell position right there with the stop loss sitting above here. And now price going down. I didn't see the setup. I would have taken it, but yeah, I missed it. Now we want a re-entry for that same setup, and they have created that same setup right there, the same setup we had right here. We tried buying from here because of the break of market structure. Instead, they pushed price through it. So now when price come back to this mitigation candlestick, we want to be selling off. So in this area, we could look for now for a sell opportunity where our stop loss is going to be sitting here. And we'll be looking further down for our TP. Oh God. Further down for our TP if we go on 15 minutes time frame. I hope that makes sense, guys. I want to see some yes, guys, if that makes sense. I've showed you an example where price mitigated. So now we know institutional candlesticks, and then we know mitigation candlesticks. So if you lose your trade of institutional candlestick, it's not all finished. It's not all finished. You're just losing probably 1% of your account. But yes, so we'll wait for the retest and then sell. That's it, exactly. All you do is you wait for the retest of that candlestick, and then you have the potential of selling. So now we have that clear break of market structure of this candlestick. So anytime that price come back into that same area we wanted to buy from, then we are happy to actually sell it down. Actually, my stop loss could actually be a lot smaller. I'm just going to leave it here. So we can actually reduce our risk. But yeah, there's the type of trades that I take. Let's look at Euro USD. We're still hanging around. We could potentially cut sell. Yes, Euro USD is in the area that I was looking at. And we go a clear price action. Before that, let's look at where the DXY is sitting right now. So the DXY has still not reached the area that we're looking at, which means that the Euro USD could potentially still come up again. However, there is some sort of drop right here that price could potentially react from. If you're a supply and demand trader, you know what I'm talking about. This area, drop, and price is just reacting from that area. on the 1 minute time frame, if I see a break of market structure, then it's likely Euro USD is a potential good buy that we can take. But we haven't seen any sort of break of market structure. In order to take this trade to the upside side, we wanted to see price come over here and retrace back in there and then continue downwards. Break of market structure is very key in our trading as a smart money trader. You always want to see this sort of break of market structure. The first structure that went up to create the high, you want it to be broken, price retrace back into it. All you do is you find an institutional candlestick, an imbalance or whatever it is, and then you play off it. Is that the same for Euro GBP? Let's just check Euro GBP. I think people are asking about it. Okay, so Euro GBP at the minute, let's go on 1 hour. On the 1 hour time frame, I was in a sell from here yesterday. No, I think it was, yeah, yesterday on the Zoom call that we had on Tuesday night. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Yes, yeah, Tuesday night. We had an institutional candlestick sitting here. I think it was the 4 hour institutional candlestick. Good. It was a 4 hour institutional candlestick. Price came down, broke the market structure, came back into the candlestick, and then I had the sell off. So I was in the sell all the way from yesterday. And then this morning, we had a price drop session where everybody in Team Excel, I think you saw that trade. Coffee maxed the zone, and then all of a sudden we had the break of market structure of the zones where Coffee was talking about. I think it was on this wick right here that I entered for a buy. So I bought Euro GBP this morning, but I've already closed my trade. Why? Because there was an institutional candlestick sitting here and there was a gap right here. So my TP was on institutional candlestick, which is that wick right here. So that could have been the potential sell that we could have got on Euro GBP. However, I am not happy to actually trade Euro GBP right now. Why am I not happy to take Euro GBP right now? Price right here has broken this market structure, has reacted right here, but it is refusing to break the market structure here. So for EG, would you look at the UK 100, like you check DXY? Not really. What I do instead is I check the GXY. I check the GXY. The GXY is the Great Britain currency. No, not this one, sorry. No, sorry guys, I'm coming. So just like we check DXY, we have GXY, we have JXY for Japanese yen. So all of it, if you want to see how price is actually reacting, you need to check all these indexes. It's quite good to actually observe UK 100. But then the thing with UK 100 is whenever the dollar currency is going up, oh, the reaction was true. Euro USD was a good place to have bought. If anybody bought Euro USD, you were in profit. So that was a perfect entry right there for Euro USD. You can go over EJ. It has already gone. All right, I will try and go over EJ. But yeah, Euro USD was a perfect place. I should have just focused on Euro USD. GBP failed us. But yeah, let's check EJ, sorry. EJ will do mostly the same thing as EJ, EU. Just like GJ will do mostly the same thing, just like GJ. So most of the time, what do we have around this area? A rally-based rally sitting right here on EJ, the same thing as we had on Euro USD. If you go on the 15 minutes time frame, you can clearly see the last red candlestick that they created. They came back into it. Let's go on a smaller time frame for more accuracy. So that's the last red candlestick. Is it played? Let's find out. This would have been our entry right here on top of this candlestick right here. It has not been mitigated. Look at the imbalance, the wick right there and the wick right here. The imbalance right there. And look at the way price came in, filled it, and boom, EJ is also gone. I hope that makes sense. Seban. Sorry, I can't pronounce the name properly. I hope that makes sense for you, right? Potentially, EU and EJ could do the same thing that we saw on Euro GBP USD. Why? Because we have this kind of mitigation candlestick sitting right here. Price went straight through it. GU going up. GU going up. GU deceived us. But yeah, potentially we could see exactly the same thing happening right here. We have the mitigation candlestick right here. And look, price could potentially come here into this area and then sell off again. GU will go up because the DXY is falling right now. And the DXY has already shown that bullishness sign right there. However, there is imbalance and an institutional candlestick right here. So until I have seen price broken this area, I'm not going to look for an entry. We have less than a minute on the call. When the call closes, I want everybody to jump back on for another 30 minutes. If we can potentially find another good entry to take. IC is more accurate on the lower time frames. No, you find it on a higher time frame and then you scale it down onto smaller time frame. That's the reason why I always mark up the zone on a higher time frame and then I reduce the time frame to the lower time frame. Why was that candle on IC? Which candle are you talking about, Lee? Anyway, the call will close any now. That one you just, this area there. All right, the call will close right now. Can everybody just jump off quickly and then jump back on in a minute? Thank you.